we move to the top, we're rising. From undercover, future wealth providing. Bringing together men and women with knowledge. We stay vibing like the kids in college. Creating new lanes, showing no pity. Unity wins, this is for our kids. We New Jack City. Yeah, yeah. We New Jack City. Yeah, we New Jack City. We New Jack City. Yeah, they call us New Jack City. Yeah, yeah.
So y'all know when y'all leave here, that song will be in y'all head. Okay, so now we get to meet all the members as part of New Jack City, and first we'll introduce my husband, Ira.
All right, cool. So my name is Ira. I'm actually representing my wife on behalf of Big Home Solutions, and pretty much we're an innovative company, which pretty much means we do everything in real estate. So there's nothing that we don't do. So that's the best way to describe us. And so we're Big Home Solutions. I ain't gonna take up too much time from my other colleagues, so I'll kind of let it flow.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am AJ Golden with GCH Homebuyers, and this is the other half.
Philip, with Philip Poe Holdings LLC.
Thank you very much. We also too have a story, but I'm not going to tell it tonight. We are basically a wholesale real estate company, and over the last 2 years, we've built our revenue up. Now we've transitioned into large-scale buy and hold, fix and flip, and we're going to keep going as the year keeps going. Thank you.
How everybody doing? My name is Cyrus Compton. I'm the owner of CCC Property Investors. We specialize in distressed properties, helping people out, pre-foreclosure, bankruptcy, any distressed properties you guys have. We also specialize in providing off-market discounted properties to buyers as well.
All right, my name is Robert. This is my wife, Stephanie. We are owners of RSA Investment Properties. We're also a wholesale real estate company, and over the past year or two, I'm partners with BIC. We just started doing multifamily homes and fix and flips.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Erica with E&A Realty. The A is for Antonio, Asharia, Anaya, Andrea, Aaliyah, Antonia, all of my girls. So that creative name came from when we sat down, we talked, we said, let's do this, let's make this a family affair. What we specialized in was first wholesaling. Now we do fix and flips, and now we're working on doing new construction. So thank you all for coming.
Hello everyone, my name is Tramika Hawkins. First and foremost, I want to give a thank you to Erica and Ira for putting this organization together, and all the LLCs as well and their specialties. I'm with High Life Property Solutions. We are a real estate investment company here based out of Jacksonville. We also are in the Central Florida area as well, Polk County, Lakeland, Winter Haven, Hillsborough County, Tampa, also Brandon as well. And we specialize not only just in wholesaling, but everything that really has to do with real estate. So fix and flips, Airbnb properties, wholesaling. We also broker a life insurance company as well. So I am a licensed life insurance agent here in the state of Florida and a few other states, 10 states, Georgia, Texas, New York. And not only do we help families, protect families, but we also protect families and their assets and businesses by providing term life insurance, permanent insurance, annuities, and retirement planning as well. So again, I do want to thank everyone for coming out and supporting New Jack City, the organization that we have. here in the community. And these are just some of the things that we provide as New Jack City. So thanks again. My name is Tramika Hawkins.
Hello everyone, my name is Nicole Brooks. I am the owner of Brooks Empire Real Estate Company. I specialize in commercial real estate. I started out wholesaling single family. Now I specialize in wholesaling commercial apartment complex. I'm not going to keep you guys long, but that's what I do.
Hello to everyone. My name is Thomas Webster. The name of my company is Hyper Real Estate. Hold your pockets accountable. I actually specialize in wholesaling and specialize in affordable homes.
Hi, how y'all doing everybody? My name is Jarrell Evans, the CEO of Evans Awesome Concrete and Home Remodel. So we specialize in anywhere from real estate, fix and flips, the whole nine from the ground up. Specialize at roofs. We do a lot of roofs and also a lot of slabs, concrete in general. So that's just us.
Good afternoon, how y'all doing?
Great.
All right, thank you so much for coming. My name is Gene Devera. I'm with JWD Rental Properties and Management, and my focus is basically rental properties in Jacksonville for our low-income families. And also we have we manage properties for outside investors, mainly in the Orlando area. So the people that want to invest here in our community, we manage their properties. All right, and that's pretty much what I do in a nutshell. So I know a lot of you all want to know exactly what is the purpose, what is our mission, why are we here? All right, so the reason why we're here is because the mission is basically building generational wealth by diversifying, acquiring, and also owning real estate that offers great value and long-term investment for our clients. Our own people need to understand how important it is to invest, because we all have children or will have children one day, and building that general wealth will carry on that legacy for many generations to come. But a lot of people don't know how to do it. And so that's why we're here to explain, to teach through our curriculum and education so that you all can know how to acquire properties and how to diversify your portfolio. Real estate is one of the greatest investments that you can put your money into because it appreciates and also you can generate cash flow from it. So that's the main reason why we came with this group, so that we can teach and help, and so that we can expand and share our knowledge with you all as well.
So I don't mean to kind of cut him off. I think he was finished. So pretty much what New Jack City is, and I know a lot of people know what New Jack City is. So pretty much how New Jack City came about, I started off wholesaling. As I started off wholesaling real estate, about my 4th year in, I've been doing it since 2015. So my 4th year in, I realized I was giving a lot of money to investors. I know it's a lot of investors in here,
yes.
But I'm gonna be transparent. I was giving a lot of money to investors. But I realized I came up in the construction background. My parents are here. I ain't gonna point them out because I want to put them on the spotlight. But my parents are here, so I came up in the construction industry. So as I came up, I chased a football career. And I realized that ain't what God wanted me to do. So real estate fell into my lap when I ran from it technically. And as I started, what I started to do is I started buying my own deals. Majority of them, not all, the majority of them. But I had my relationships with my investors great. So technically what they wanted to do, instead of buying from me, they wanted to invest with me. So I didn't know what that was. So I educated myself. Education is number one. And that's something that I learned from 5 years into it. So me and Erica was at a development that she's about to build on a house. And we got to talking. And there's a lot of big companies in Jacksonville. I'm born and raised from Jacksonville. There's a lot of things going on in Jacksonville. So I said, how can I put a team together and we can pretty much create to where investors can invest with us and they get a return on their money, or and or we can still wholesale to you guys. So I don't want to say wholesalers out of the picture because a lot of people here want the deals. So we want the transitions pretty much. I put a team together, which on behalf of me and Erica, we put a team together. These all these great companies up here, and we wanted to create one company in Jacksonville to where every investor can invest, because some investors are out of town. So a lot of my close friends are in Israel. They've never been to Jacksonville. So they invest from Israel because I got a good relationship with them. So investors like that also invest here locally. Some people don't want the havoc of managing a crew, managing whatever, all the other stuff that come with rehabbing or new development. First and foremost, I'll say this. I'll say we're not the new kids on the block, but we're the new company on the block. But at the end of the day, in order for us to establish this, we had to have a solid foundation. So my attorney actually couldn't come. She was going to speak on our behalf, but everything is strictly 100% legal. When I say legal, it's behind the scenes, under the ground. There's hella important paperwork. So it's not like we can just leave here and say, but hey, look, can I invest with you guys? Here's my money. That's not how we rock it. So pretty much everything is 100%, like I say, A to the Z. Legal attorney to pretty much taxes, obviously IRS will take care of, because I know us as representing ourselves, a lot of people have that concern as far as if I invest with y'all, what it look like from my IRS or all the other good stuff that come with it. So pretty much that's really what we'll do. And in a nutshell of what it consists of, we'll be able to buy commercial buildings. We buy portfolios of houses, and we also get into skyscrapers. So, and the good thing is we're sourcing our own deals. So we're not going to a broker and we're not going to a realtor. So all of our deals are sourced in-house, which give you guys privilege. We're direct to the owners. We're not pulling them from no one else. So that was the nut and that was going to make us different, because if you realize all of us are wholesalers up here. So all of us are sourcing our own deals. So we wanted to make creative how we can do it. Also, which at the end, I got my private lender in the house. I ain't gonna point him out. He'll address himself at the end. But he can help you guys as far as with the lending and all that other good stuff. As far as if you guys also, if you don't want to invest with us, we're gonna be providing a lot of free education. So this is just the intro night. So we'll drop in podcasts. We'll be dropping monthly meetups. And we're also going to jump to where you can actually join our membership groups and also our memberships that we held here in town at different venues around town, so everybody can stay connected and stay in plug with us. So it's not like you guys are going to see our face just tonight. I think it's just the beginning. Well, I know it's just the beginning from us. The thing is, we just want to offer everybody obviously we want to kind of, network, get us out there more than what we are. I've been flying under the radar for a long time, and I realize that at the end of the day, I have a lot of education for myself personally, that if I was to die tomorrow, I ain't talking to nobody but my kids. So, and I'm self-taught. Never had a mentor, never been to a group, never been to a seminar or anything. Everything I do today is completely self-taught through the grit and grind. So now I figure, how can I help my community, a community I was raised in, and just give back. So everything that I'm willing to do on my behalf and as well as my team, completely free education. So it's going to be no charge. It will be charges to be a member of obviously New Jack City, but education is completely free. When I say free, it means no secrets. Right. So we'll tell you guys exactly what we do, how we did it. If it's people in here who want to know how to invest, or I want to buy my first property, how do I get my first property? So everything is completely free, and we'll be dropping all of that throughout the process and course of this journey as New Jack City Capital. I'll open up to my team first, so hopefully I ain't steal it.
No. Okay, so back to me. First of all, I really want to take the time to thank Richard. Richard, I know you back in the cut, you usually don't, but Richard did take the time out to get on there. I'm like, Richard, get your ticket. He was like, how many more you got left? I said, well, we got 20 spots left. I'll buy them all, just tell him to come. I'm just telling him to come because he see the vision. So thank you, Richard. Thank everybody in my circle that came. I appreciate it. But just like my bro Ira was saying, the reason that I decided that this was a good idea was because I looked at the bigger picture. You know, we are out here and we spend a lot of times in the streets and we watch everybody. And you have these one, I know for a fact I had this one lady come to me and she's like, oh, do you have any rental properties? And I'm like, okay, we can get you some rental properties. She was like, oh yeah, I want a 3-bedroom, I want this, I want all of this, I want to pay you rent, I don't want to pay JWB, I don't want to pay this person. So I was like, well, let me ask you a question. Why don't you say, how do I own a house? Like, why isn't that your goal, your question? And she was like, oh, I can't own a house. And me knowing what I know, I'm very humble when it comes to real estate. And one thing I do know, when I did start, I was in a bad place. It took my king, Antonio, to say, hey, you know, I'm in the military for one, I'm in Miami, and I'm like, my kids are here, my husband is here. I'm like, I'm so depressed, I want to be home, this sucks. And he was like, look, get off your tail. Didn't you say you wanted to be a real estate agent? And I was like, I said that, I did. He was like, okay, go figure out what you need to do. Okay, so I did my research. I talked to a mentor. He was like, you know, you don't have to be a real estate agent to get into real estate. And I'm like, really? So then he told me, oh, Maxwell, Flipman. So took my time. Them days that I'm calling him, I dedicated my time. I gave myself 2 weeks and I was like, okay, this was going to happen. I'm going to make my call. So I made my call and the guy cussed me out, but I did it. I did it. So that's how I got into it and I've been doing it ever since. But in this journey, I have done so much. I wholesale, I JV with these guys. I met them. Like, what y'all don't know is these some of the top wholesalers in Jacksonville. Like, that's what y'all don't know. So we all I hit them up all individually and I was like, listen, me and Ira talk. We think that this is something different. You know, we went to a couple of the meetups here and it, like, our people need to know, like, y'all can do this just like we're doing it, but they just don't know how. So I want you to dedicate your time, not give me your LLC, dedicate your time to join forces and let's teach our community. And that's what they did, no problem. All of these people right here said, we're gonna do this for y'all and we're ready. So we're gonna be having, like Ira said, the podcast. We're gonna be committed to teaching the community what needs to be done. Because guess what? You can buy a house, you can buy a house, you can have a car, you know what I mean? Everybody. So follow us. My daughter is up there, my sister is up there. We got names, email, leave all of that stuff because we're gonna reach out to y'all and we're gonna hold you all accountable and we're gonna ask you, hey, did you get your first flip? Hey, did you get your first rental property? Because that's the goal. If you don't know what to do, guess what? Let me show you how this works. Miss Patty, she don't like to be on, can you please stand? Can you stand for a moment? Deshaun, can you please stand for a moment? Ray, can you please stand for a moment? Let me show y'all what this looks like. So, I'm a wholesaler. This is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna find a house. I'm gonna go to Deshaun, who is the lender, who can get you all types of money, and there's other lenders in here as well. You're gonna bring the deal to him, source it. Next, you're gonna go to the realtor, or you're gonna go to the builder, which Miss Patty is the builder, the GC. The person who fixed the house, you're gonna form a team. Ray, we're gonna fix the house up and you're gonna sell it, and we kept it in the community. And we taught each other. How hard is that? How hard is it? Right? So everybody needs to stay focused and understand that 2022 is everybody year up in here. Everybody. Okay? So if you here for real estate, which when I know for the people that I sold tickets to, I was like, you always ask me, what do you do to get into real estate? Come to this mixer. Me and my friends, figure out what we do because we're going to give you the knowledge for free. So just stay committed. Get in touch with any of us. Get in touch with New Jack City Capital, and we're going to teach you where to go. All right? Like I said, Asharia is going to take everybody's information. We're going to have the Facebook groups. We're going to have the Instagram. All of that is more to follow. But this is just the initial, hey, everybody, this is us. Right? I got it. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to start the question and answer segment of the night. So we're going to have each person stand up, introduce yourself, and tell us how you relate to real estate, and tell us also, and everybody's allowed to ask the group one question. and you can direct it to anybody in here, or anybody on the panel will answer the question for you. Please don't be shy. One question, anything, okay? We'll start here.
My name is Robert. My business is Checkmate Real Estate. I own three houses out here, 4 properties up in Michigan. I've been knowing Cyrus for about 3 years now. I started with him. That's all I got.
Okay, you got one question for the group?
Not right now. I mean, I've been listening to everything y'all saying.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
My name's Roderick. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I work with Erica, and she's always like, hey, you need to make more money, you can do it. Look, we work together. She's like, I know your schedule, so you need to get on this. And but me personally, I'm a visual learner, so has any of you guys developed like a checklist that you can go by? Because that's how I am. If I do something, I check the box and then proceed from there. So y'all got, okay, definitely.
Yeah, so we have, crazy thing about it is before we got into fix and flipping, me and Philip, we got together, we sat down and we said, man, we just can't go in here, figuring this thing out on the wing. So we literally look at videos, we scoured the internet, and in a matter of about a week, we put together literally a fix and flip checklist from start to finish. And when I tell you this thing is pretty badass, excuse my language, literally we're doing it right now, and man, we have not skipped a beat, bro. Wow. And it's beautiful, and I don't mind sharing it at all, but it literally, from start to finish, phases 1 through 4, all the way down to when you're putting the mulch down, it'll definitely carry you through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We haven't started.
Right here.
I'm Ann. I'm actually from Texas. I invest in Texas. I'm from Austin, Texas. And I bought my first property here in Jacksonville last month. Actually, I went 2 in December. One is already an Airbnb over in Riverside.
Nice.
The second one is a rehab I'm doing just down the street in Springfield. And my question is for the wholesalers, like where's your biggest pockets that you're getting these deals from? I mean, obviously some of the historical downtown districts are pretty hot, but any up and coming areas that you're seeing?
Yeah, so we pretty much get properties in from every area of Jacksonville. Now, an area that didn't, like I said, I've been wholesaling since 2015. So, area that they didn't want, now they want, which was zip codes 06 and 08. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, those are kind of close to.
Where's 08? I'm sorry.
So it's kind of near downtown area. It kind of you kind of get Lim Turner a little bit, Edgewood areas, those areas like that, and then 06 is close near Talleyrand, which it flows into downtown near the stadium. So when I first got in, a lot of my investors, they say, don't send me nothing 06 and 08. And 09, they didn't want no parts of it. 5-4. So we get a lot of free stuff already. So 06, 08, 09, and 5-4. So here's the best thing about those areas. You get them at very low deals, obviously from us wholesalers, but when you get them at low price compared to if you was buying across the water in Southside area. So those are the ones you can go in and I'll give out a free nugget. Those are the ones you can go in and you can put up under contract for about $20,000 or $25,000, and we can turn around and sell them to investors and make some money. So it ain't no secret to wholesale. Everybody know how it works. Just get something. So those are the up and coming areas where if you get in now, you'll be great. So Jackson Real had an event last week, and they kind of was explaining, which JWB was there. They was explaining the up and coming areas, and then you got to be able to see the vision though. So the area's gonna look kind of rough, but if you get in now while the train kind of slow moving, you'll thank the Lord in the future.
I want to touch on that. I actually bought a house in 32254 last year. I bought it for $45,000. I put like 30 grand into it, so I was all in about under 80,000. So my mortgage on that was only $423 a month, and I'm getting $1,150 in rent. So 5-4, 09, 08, you get better returns on your investment. You get them cheap. Put the money, put the work in, do it right. Make sure that you take care of your tenants. So I don't have to do anything. So I make sure that I do it right, and as if I'm gonna be living in that property.
Yeah.
So if I do it that way, I take care of my tenants gonna pay me good rent.
Correct.
So 5-4 is definitely one of the areas that I love to touch on.
Thank you.
Next person. What they want to do?
All right, my name is Norman. I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Right now, I just started doing a lot of notary work and videography. I work with Erica, and she told me about becoming a notary at first, and then she told me about doing wholesale and flipping. I've been dragging my feet for so long about it, and I just now, I think a week and a half ago, me and my partner just said, we're gonna do it 2022. We got our LLC started. So we're ready to get all the jewels that you guys can give us. I'm really interested in that checklist, so I'm definitely gonna touch bases on that with you. You guys answered my questions about the area code, and I was gonna ask about that, but
I'm gonna tell you, so a sleeper zip code that a lot of people I really feel like are not paying attention to. I'm gonna give a good one away, so make sure you got your pen down, so your pen ready. It's 32204 Mixing Town.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people are not paying attention to 04, but we're paying attention to it. So if you're not in there, make sure you get in there.
Get in there.
Good, he right here. Thank you. You want to go this time? What is called out? It's shine.
New Murray Hill.
It's shine.
That's gonna be.
He's like, you blasting me all night.
Good evening, everyone. I am the Deshaun Ford. I'm a mortgage banker here based here in Jacksonville, Florida, but I'm also from I'm from Long Beach, from the poverty streets of Long Beach, California, 50 years ago, okay? But I've been lending in 18 states for about 22 years. So with some of the things in which I've heard, I got 17 properties here in Jacksonville, Orlando, Louisiana, Diego. I've been digging for a while. But from the lending perspective, especially with me, and I always say that when I speak from the poverty streets of Long Beach 50 years ago, I'm 50. Lending is not that difficult, but it does turn a lot of what my birth certificate says, Negroes away. That's exactly what the birth says. My birth certificate says Negro. That's my race. It turns us away. But I assure you, with all the wholesaling that they're doing and the wholesaling that I used to do, I don't wholesale anymore. I don't fix and flip anymore. I'm not interested in buying anything anymore. But being in position to help a country of folk that's in need. I'm a mortgage extraordinaire. I'm just a credit scientist. I'm a genius. I'm an asshole. But more importantly, the wealth of knowledge that I carry, I've turned my life around from the poverty streets of Long Beach to $11.7 million, 22 years in the business. This is not difficult, but as my man said, this is definitely life-changing.
Yes.
To whereas now I do have my first kid who's 4. I'm a retired sniper. He won't be a sniper, but he'll know how to shoot. But everything I do today, everything I breathe today is what we parents say, but I really absolutely live it. It's for my children. It's for my 2 sons. I don't give a damn about nothing else. It's for my 2 sons. I've made it. I'm where I am. And my antennas reach out to help anyone who wants help, who needs help, who think no one will help you. I'm from Long Beach.
Once you get your first deal and you get it to the closing and you see it and you know, shoot, like you say, you get that first 10 or whatever, you think you're rich, you've been to call somebody, hey, I quit. I'm established. But just know, it's very doable, but it's a grind. It is a grind. Don't forget that word, it's a grind.
We'll go next. We'll go around this way.
Hey everybody, I'm Deja. I'm really here for her. I'm her biggest supporter. But I am in the process of starting my own cleaning business. I had one before when COVID first started, but I kind of had to let it go due to my job, but I'm about to retire from the military, so I'm about to go get back started.
Okay.
You got a question?
Not
yet. Not yet? Okay, okay.
You got a question?
I appreciate it. We're gonna have to run this thing, but
Okay.
I wanted to introduce myself. My wife and I own Dwell Staging. We're literally doing a 30,000 square foot warehouse in Iona. You guys probably all know Nicole, high school. We've staged about 1,600 homes. We love working in this community. We love working in all the transforming areas.
Right.
We think of ourselves as partners. We do a lot of staging for the investors, for the flippers, and now we do a tremendous amount of work for the short-term rental, Airbnb investors. And we really just want to reach out, simply well, and we're here to help. We've got great pricing, great terms, and we just want to be part of the community. We really appreciate it. And I love everything you guys are saying. And my question is sort of self-evident, but if you could just share a little bit with the group, because it's such a big part. It's such a big part of our success and several people I know in here, but the whole networking concept, I mean, it just can't be, emphasized enough, and what you guys have done is phenomenal.
Right.
If you guys just sort of share some anecdotal stories, or just encouraging everyone that this really, the networking and spending the time like everyone here, it's just huge. And we get 78% of our business from people that we actually met.
Right.
Yes. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
We're gonna touch on networking.
Excuse me, real quick, everybody looks the same to me because we're over capacity. If you order shrimp and grits, please come see me. Both of them.
So I just want to touch base on his question about networking. The way I see it is your network is your net worth. So if you're not networking, then you're not generating, leads, resources as far as, buyers, sellers, title companies, attorneys, lawyers, anything you need in this business. The only way you go learn is if you hit networking like what you guys are doing today. So make sure you guys talk to everybody, get cards and things like that. And it also helps with referrals too, because she opened a cleaning business. Everybody got Airbnbs, everybody got rentals. So your referral and you guys speaking help everybody.
Clean whatever.
We'll get you. I think he had a question, right? You had a question?
My name is John White. I'm with Dr. Alkaline Water, and we're in every fresh market across the country. Black owned. This is one of my owners right here. So please patronize us, because y'all need water when y'all doing these multi-million dollar deals. The other thing is, I like beating people up that have all the money and don't want to share. So I recently did that with, I was a subscription to Jacksonville Business Journal. And I see all these developments, and I called the developer. And I said, where the black folks in your development? And what I've been able to do is have a couple meetings with these guys to let them understand that we're not a minority, we black. So when you want to talk to a minority, go talk to the other minority. But when you're talking about black, I'm black, all right, and I'm here to advocate for black folks. Let the other folks advocate for themselves. So that's my revolutionary kind of thing. But the bottom line is this: I want you guys to look at those opportunities, because they've developed it all over Jacksonville, man, and they don't have anybody that looks like us. So my thing is, when I beat them up, I want to be able to take you guys with me to the meetings to say this is how, you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna keep beating them up. All right?
My name is Jeff Johnson. I've been in real estate now for about 31 years. And I don't have a question. I want to shout out a praise. How refreshing it is to see people of color in the same room and people of all races pulling their resources together in order to do a good thing. I remember I used to, before computers was out, I used to have to go to the courthouse and pull deals off microfiche. It's been that long. I own 22 properties in the city. Between me and my partner, we own 54.
But that it's not about what we have, but I'm telling you, it's a breath of fresh air to see you young people finally pooling your resources together in order to make things happen. So I just want to give you a shout out and praise.
Awesome. Hey everyone, I'm Whitney. I'm originally from Trinidad, but I just moved here in March from San Francisco. And I'm a software engineer, and I'm really tired of like solving problems for big companies. And I really want to like have the time and the financial freedom to solve it for our community. And that's how real estate came in. So I got my first duplex last March, and since then I have 6 stores. I run them as Airbnbs right now. But what's next for me is really figuring out how to buy right, rehab, and like repeat. So I'm happy. I guess my question is, I walk downtown like regularly, almost every day, and I want to know what you all think downtown is missing to really keep it popping.
She said it's missing us. That's what she said, which is great. So I want to touch on something too, because I didn't get to where I was. I'm staying up just in case. I didn't get to where I was. I know I said I pretty much was self-taught, but it was people that I looked up to. But the first guy that took me up under his wing, he was an 84-year-old white guy. And I met him the first day, and I called him off of a sign that was in a vacant piece of land. He said, meet me at this place, and the place actually where he wanted me to meet him at was the parking lot of my church, and he didn't know it. So I jumped in the car with him. He took me to all 20 of his properties in one day. Wow. The way he sat me in his passenger seat and talked to me as if he knew me, he told me to say, if you need anything from me, he said, let me know. His name is Mr. Freeman. I call him from anything. He's retired, but what he is, he's a broker. But he only brokers commercial deals. But he taught me everything I know. And the reason for me saying is, obviously you guys see I'm a black guy, but majority of my knowledge didn't come from the black community.
Right.
And so the reason that I'm able to do this is because I took what I learned from, as people say, the white man, and they love me, and obviously Indian and Israelis and all the different cultures that pretty much taught me a lot of mentors. It was just, the main thing for me wasn't the color, it was just the education that I didn't have. So I knew if I had it, I could give it away. But the thing is, I come from a good household, so I grew up with my parents. I know it's kind of unlikely now, but the thing is, I had to teach myself a lot of how money works. And in order for me to do that, I had to kind of educate myself. So the main thing is, I know it's a lot of races in here, which is awesome and great, but even though obviously all of us on this panel is African American, but at the end of the day, no matter what color it is, we just was lacking information at one point, and we got it right now, we just want to deploy it. So it is a market for everybody to get in, but the thing is, we just trying to make it different just for all communities. All right, cool. Somebody had a question somewhere. In the back. In the back, okay.
I just want to introduce myself. My name is Avery. I'm owner of Avery Accounting. I'm pretty busy right now. It's tax season. So I had to take the time out to come support you guys, man. I appreciate what y'all doing. I've done a business with at least half of you all, so y'all, these are familiar faces. I can testify that they doing their thing. They wholesaling. I don't even like wholesalers, but they wholesaling. They running the numbers up all over the city. I'm an investor as well, so I own properties around the city, but I like it, man. I like what y'all doing. I'm all for it. And holler at me about your tax needs.
Hi, my name is Melessia Ziller. I am with Primeta Costa Commercial Investment Group, brokered by EXP. I'm new to commercial, did residential for about 18 months, and I think I did a deal with IRS, 1757 West 24th Street. You did. I know. It's funny because I was a new residential real estate agent, and my buyer wanted to go see this house, and he had to school me on it because I was like, wait, you bought it for 25, you haven't given them the money, and you're selling it to her for 50, and you haven't done anything to it, okay, how does this work? and we had a few little bumpy challenges, but we worked them out. They were challenges just from, some people who thought they still owned the house and didn't do those kind of things, but it was a great opportunity. He was absolutely professional, so I give him just kudos from the profession side, and just I'm glad to be here and to see what you're doing. Thank you.
Right here. Sister.
Yes, my name is Angela. I do clean houses for a living. And I'd like to know, I know that sometimes you want to invest in something, but sometimes people feel like you don't have the money, so they don't want to talk to you. Sometimes people don't want to talk to you because you don't have the money, so like over $30,000, they don't want to talk to you. You want to have more.
So you can't show like proof of income.
Yeah.
Proof of
That's a problem on your past, sweetie. You're in the right group. Don't worry about it.
You're in the right group.
Don't worry about it. You got that.
So the question is, you go out, you look for mortgages, and people don't want to talk to you because you can't show that you have that money in your account.
No, she was talking about investing. She was saying a lot of people don't want to speak with you because you don't have a certain amount of money to invest. So they feel like, okay, well, you can't be a part of this.
Okay, so yes.
Thank you.
You don't need no money to invest.
You don't need money.
I just bought a house yesterday with no money.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
For real.
Right, it's for real. So you come to our trainings, we can teach you. I don't know if you want to go over it, but
You gotta really have confidence. To be honest, in this business, you need confidence. You come with the right confidence, nobody can tell you can't do anything. I started this business with no money. I'm telling you.
All of us did.
Broke, for real. $0 kids, so you really want to have confidence when you come in, and then, having the right connections. When you have the right people around you, you can do major things. Like he said, he bought a house with no money. He's not kidding. This is real. You just need to know, like he said, education is really important. So once you know, you can do more. That's it.
Yes, ma'am.
Let
Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
Let her get her follow-up question.
Okay.
If you don't mind, then I'll take it.
Yeah, because sometimes I get the homeless bid and the DA bid, she's just going to lay the street. I have to be off the streets of a room house and have to tell someone to stay.
Yeah. Okay. So you're interested in doing a rooming house? There's ways to do that. Mike is a lender. Mike, you want to speak on that?
Well, not on the lending side. I think the connections that you guys have, and then for what you're trying to do, I think there's a lot of options. And what's cool is I'm hearing a lot of passion in this room about investing in the community, and money is never an issue when you get people like this together, right? So you're talking about highly specialized in something that's giving back. I think I commend you for that. But there's also programs with the Jacksonville Housing Authority, with the city. JWB could probably tap into some of those things. I think you guys you're working with low-income housing and doing those kinds of things, so you have the expertise in this room to find a way to get there, right? Like I said, it might be a grind, but I think you can get there.
Thank you.
I just want to just add, information is the key. If you don't have the information, you don't know. I just got like 20 grand from the city of Jacksonville just by information, free money. So like I said, it's just the reading. Sometimes I'll be reading the newspapers, trying to find information, going on the internet, listening to the business channels. That's how you get the information, because you can kind of see how these other big investors are doing. Whether they like switching their money, they're buying stuff. So when they do that, you kind of look at what they're doing, and the information are popping up. So a lot of people don't know. So you're the first one to tap into it, but by the time everybody find out, the money is already gone.
And I'm going to speak real quick. So, how many of us drive around on the daily in Jacksonville and you see vacant houses?
I have one on my phone. Somebody needs to call them.
So let's tap into the in-depth part of it, right? Remember, these houses are just sitting there. So we're talking about multifamily. We're talking about rooming houses. They're literally sitting. They're vacant. They're decrepit. And I can almost believe me, everybody on this panel probably has called those folks, right? We have a team that call them. But at one point in time, somebody's gonna wanna sell that house. You know, they're not gonna wanna put up with the taxes on it. They're not gonna put up with the grass cutting, the liens, the flyers on the door. So there's gonna be some nice talking young man like myself on the other line that's gonna make them a sweet offer. They're gonna wanna get rid of that house, you know? And then that's your opportunity right there to really put your equitable interest into that property. And then from there, that's where the conversation with us starts. Because then we can take it from you being at the mound to you sliding into home. You see what I'm saying? So if you see a house that's out there that's decrepit and you want to call them, or you may want to figure out how to get in contact with those people, right? I'll give you my number because I'm trying to help you JV that deal. But at the same time, listen, but I want you to understand, we're legitimate buyers too. But we got the bread to get the house. But just believe this, if you take the opportunity and you find those people where we can help you find them, it's a possibility that that house can be yours too. So just make the call or just network, and then we can help you get to the next step.
I got something to add to that too, AJ. Another thing when it comes to looking for abandoned houses, calling people around Jacksonville, try to build a relationship with them, because you never know like what that relationship is going to end up being. Jeff, how did we meet? I called Jeff, and he was like, who is this? I said, I'm Erica, I want to buy your house. He was like, oh, I don't do wholesalers. And I kept following up, and guess what? Jeff sold me a flip, did you not? Thank you. You just gotta keep going. Like, if somebody cuss you out on the phone, are you gonna hang up and keep calling, or are you gonna give up?
Call them back on Tuesday.
Exactly. You gonna call them back, because do you wanna hang up?
And change the voice a little bit.
Change the voice? And make 10 grand if they end up saying yeah, or are you mad because they cuss you out? 10 grand, I'm mad because they cussed me out. Which one? So that's why, take a shot or whatever you gotta do and keep it moving. Like, it's easy. We see abandoned houses around Jacksonville all the time. To get into wholesaling, I did it the freeway. I put a tank of gas in the car, and I drove for dollars, and I got my first deal. All you need is a tank of gas. That's it. If you can afford a tank of gas, you can wholesale. That's it. And that's what, if you like, well, what to do next? That's what we for. Got it?
Some of the best places to start is right in your backyard too.
Right in your backyard.
I got my first deal right in my backyard. I was driving around for like 30 minutes, put it in deal machine, the app that I was utilizing, went back home, called the seller, and I helped solve that seller's problem. And I was able to make money from that. But the biggest thing is helping those people out of those bad situations. That's the biggest thing. It's not all about the money. It's helping them taking that problem off that seller's hand, and you making it your problem. And then you'll be compensated on the back end. So when you first get started, don't make it all about the money. The money's gonna come.
It's gonna come. Correct.
So my name is Citi McNair. I actually have done work with Jay. I know some of you others here, so thank you for the opportunity. I watched Erica blossom, and she's been giving my pep talks. And so I own a total of 5 properties, rental properties. I'm looking to do the Airbnb. So I'll be honest with you, and I may be jumping ahead because you know I'm already kind of in it, anxious, ready. And you may be talking about this later, but I know you guys are already tied up. You have a lot going on. So what will be the platform, and how will I be able to jump in and look at some of the wholesale properties so I can go ahead and start working with some of the lenders you have and start getting things to where I need them to be, because everyone here has different levels as far as where they are in the process. And just kind of how do you guys foresee the platform with the membership for me to just jump in and start doing some things with you, because I'm ready.
Gotcha. So pretty much, technically tonight was pretty much just us introducing ourselves and creating a little network gathering. So over the weekend and over the weekend up until Monday or Tuesday, we'll be rolling out everybody email who's in the room, what they have. You guys will get I'll just say a brochure. It may not be a brochure, but you'll get a layout of exactly what's from here to start, of everything from being a member to if you want to invest in some of the deals, we'll also receive our deals. Because even though we're backed by 10 LLCs, New Jack City technically is the face, so it's going to come from New Jack City. So for instance, all the deals you get is going to come from a New Jack City platform, and then we're gonna just roll out some. We're gonna do stuff a little different. It's not gonna just be like a regular. You know, we're gonna spice it up a little bit. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just trying to put some tie shine on it, and then try to swag it out a little bit. That's all we're trying to do to it. And so that's all. It's just us laying it out so everybody can get every little piece. From if you want to invest, you can invest. If you want to know how to wholesale, you can wholesale. If you want to know how to buy your rentals, you can buy your rentals. And then so forth. If you want to know how to develop, we'll teach you how to develop from A to Z. So we're literally going to walk you through every platform that a lot of people are saying you got to pay 30, 40, 50 grand for. It's pretty much going to be, when I say free, it ain't going to be that. It's going to be, if you become a member, you'll get everything free. And it ain't going to be no crazy number either, so that you know as no. So it'll be affordable. So that's pretty much what it is. So if she got your email, at the end, everybody, you'll get an email, and it'll be everything from what our calendar will look like every single month. Because at the end of the day, before we put this group together, we sent everybody in our technically who we faithfully do business with, and we asked them, hey look, this is what we doing. And I come from a football background, and by me being a receiver, the thing is, in order for you to run the route, you got to commit to the route. So the whole thing is the commitment. So everybody on this panel committed to being a part of this pretty much this movement. So there wasn't just like, hey look, you guys ain't know. It's a specific people here, and that's really it. So what you see here is what you see. It ain't gonna be nothing added. This is what it is, and from there, this pretty much is for the movement. So she got your email, you'll be good. What's up, Mike?
So I can't stand up, and I'm not gonna try because my bones are too old and crazy. But first of all, thank you guys for putting this together. I think it's wonderful. I've worked with many of you up there on the panel, Israel. I think it'd be a blast to do cold calling with you one day and see you changing your voice. But I mean, as an investor, I flip properties, I own rentals. My primary business, as you guys know, is the lending on the acquisition and renovation side, the short term, right? The ability to do that. We've committed $50 million in capital to Jacksonville or 10 counties surrounding here, and we're having done business with you guys. I love it because it's the right mix of people. You guys, like Philip said, you know, it's not all about the money. You guys, I think you have the right mindset. Zig Ziglar said, you know, you don't get what you want unless you help enough other people get what they want. That's the sense that I get from this, from the group that you put together, and I'm really pleased to even be playing whatever small role I can do in helping you guys get where you want to go. My question for you guys is, how does JAX-RIA, which is a real estate investing association, education and networking, how do we support you in your role in where y'all want to take this? How can we help support what you're doing here? Because I think it's vitally important in the community in terms of the local community and where you guys really want to go. I've listened to you guys talk about the dream and the vision. So how do we support you?
Okay, so I'm gonna be on. I'll give everybody a chance on the panel to speak, but I'll say this first. We get a lot of African Americans who may attend the RIA, but they feel like they're not adequate enough or to take it in. And the difference is, I think Brooks said it before. It's just feeling confident. And I remember at the end of the day, when you're in a room and you feel comfortable with people, you can talk. When you're confident, you can be in a room with different people and you can deserve to ask questions. So you may have African Americans, and I'm not trying to crazy, I just want to be transparent. You may have African Americans who may attend maybe Al's group, or maybe your group, or anybody else's group, and they won't ask questions because in our mind, we think we got to have the cash, or I can't do this, I can't do this. But if I'm sitting next to, let's say AJ, and let's say he's that person, and I'm doing it, he may feel a lot more comfortable asking me to do that. So my thing is, we want to be able to take whatever this platform creates is not a race thing. Whatever this create, whatever it looks like in your eyes, and we can get creative and put it together, I'm down for it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I want to, in other words, I hear what you're saying. I want to create that welcoming environment. So, I mean, even if we have to do separate meetings or create a different way, I just want to support it just because I think it's really vitally important.
So, Mike, so what I would like to say on that is, for you, as an individual, like, I think we all up here appreciate you anyway, because I know for me, anytime I text you, like I have your direct number, you respond. Anytime I send you a deal, you look at it. Like, you give us the time, you educate us. So we all appreciate you. You give us money. so we appreciate you, and we do think we're gonna have your support. What I think that you can do is just basically tell people about us, put the word out there. Because eventually, once everything starts, it's gonna fall into place, and then we're gonna have specific things where we're gonna have to come back to you and say, okay, Mike, this is what we got. Because like you did with the meeting with me and Ira, you was like, okay, y'all want to build a community? Get it on the paper. Tell me what you need. I got you. So that type of stuff, we need you to continue to do that, because guess what? We are going to be buying acres, and we are going to have that, and then we basically going to hold you to your word. If you know, that's it. I think you're doing everything right now. You know what I mean?
I got one more thing to piggyback off. Mike is actually playing a low role.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put him on his high horse. So who all here has $2,400? Who got $2,400?
Yeah.
Mike laugh because he may know what I'm about to say. So my parents is right here in front of Mike, right here. Mom, you can raise your hand, Mom. Dad, you can raise your hand. So I just purchased a property all in at $160,000. And it only cost me $2,400 out of my pocket. But here's the thing, it only cost me $2,400 because I offered to pay the seller's closing costs. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had to bring no money to the table. And Mike was gonna fund 100% of my deal. So when I say 100%, he was gonna fund from the purchase price to rehab and the closing costs. So it lets you know, and my parents own it, which means my company name owns it. So I'm going to do a cash out refinance on it, and I'm going to cash out refinance into their name, their company name. So it's just the education from it. Nobody knew about it because we think we got to have the money, and you don't. But I'll leave that platform for Mike when we do bring him on, and I'll let y'all boost him. And then Al, I'm gonna go ahead and call him out because he's being quiet. So he's not gonna raise his hand.
He's not.
He is. When I say he is,
yes,
he is the king of probate in the city of Jacksonville. So we're not trying to put them in the day. It's people in here who can help. Now if they don't raise their hand, we're gonna call them out. So that way, if y'all got questions, y'all can go ask them. But anything in probate, which means you don't have to worry. If you think you got to get into a probate property and you got to have $8,000 out of your pocket, if you got a deceased person, you don't have to. I'll let y'all talk to him on that because I ain't gonna steal it. All right. So it's just, and then it's investors here. So it's, even though the platform is about us tonight, it's not really about us. It's about, if it's somebody who came here and needed some type of value, and you got a question about something, it's lenders, probate, and everybody else here. Like, don't leave here if you feel like you have something unanswered. All right.
Mike, I kind of want to, in my opinion, piggyback when you were saying how can Jack's Real help.
Yeah.
Pretty much, and on the spot answer from me, in my opinion, is stay tuned, stay focused, stay listening, and then get about 6 or 7 friends that you know that's just like you, to come on and just see what we got to offer. Because what we got to offer right here, from what I'm seeing, is greatness. Kings and queens that's ready to make a difference in the community. So like anything that you can do as far as like my big sis said, spreading the word, just you already doing what you been here already is enough because we already know what you about. Al, you been here is enough because we already know what you about. And you know how I said like at that breakfast we had, you the homie. So and I got mentors and everything that's like, if y'all want help, it's here. You know what I'm saying? But like to answer your question, Mike, just stay tuned and stay focused because when we come to step, we just want you to step with us. That's all.
You have to teach me how to step.
By the time you finish with New Jack City, man, you might be two-stepping. what they doing now? Dougie and all that. You officially part of the cookout, bro.
My wife might like that I can get some rhythm.
Right. All right. So you want to start right here? Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Shalonda, and Erica is my little big sister. I'm the oldest, but like 4 years ago, my husband and I, we had started like JMS house restoration, where we would just go in and clean out the homes and stuff. And we started, but then we stopped because there wasn't like a lot of leads. So Erica was in Miami or whatever, and she started with the real estate. And so she was like, oh, I'm gonna start doing this and stuff, and was just telling me about it and just giving me like little gems and stuff of what to do. And so when people think about real estate, you just think money, you know, off top, you just think money. But with real estate, she was trying to tell me that you have to find your niche, you know, your niche in real estate, because you see money, you want to do wholesaling, you want to do driving for dollars, you want to do all of this, but you can't do all of that when it comes to like real estate. And you have to find out what you is good at, and then you have to build and work from there. So I had to learn that, okay, driving for dollars is good, you know, but like I think he said that once you get your first $10,000, you want 20. You want 30. And so, you know, while you licking and you hustling, you have to, I listen to Les Brown, and he's like, you gotta be hungry, you know? So every day I'm driving, I was like one time like, F this, I'm tired of this. But then I got that, and I'm like, oh, I was hungry. So I had called my sister, and she was like, ah, good job, good job, good job. But she's so busy, so I'm kind of like self-taught myself as well. I had to learn and stuff, so what I have to do, I have to shoot her a text, because you have to get through her through text, because she's not going to answer or whatever. Not like that, but she's busy. And so in doing that, I started also learning that I'm a very like talkative, not talkative, but like talkative person. So shut up. So I started doing project manager or whatever. So when I found out about the project managing, I was like, oh yes, that's me. I don't want to do nothing else. I don't want to do wholesale. I want to do job for dollars. I don't want to do nothing. I want to do project managing. So then I started getting into the project managing. So now I'm like getting ready to close on my first rental or whatever. Anybody that's wanting to get in real estate, just find out what it is that you want. Don't just think about the money, because the money is going to be there, but just find out what you know, because they say that we always hear that you have to be, people say I'm a jack of all trades, a master of none, but you have to be a master of something. So you don't want to be known for, is you doing this, cooking, selling, whatever. When you think about Erica, you're going to think real estate, but you don't want to think, oh, she does this, she does that, and she does that. So that's what I had to learn with real estate, that you just want to be known for that one thing. Now the other stuff you can do behind the scenes, but if your thing is wholesaling, let wholesaling be your thing. But even if you're investing, let that be behind you. But then you need to just be known for that one thing. Is what I would say.
And just to piggyback off that, be consistent and be committed. And one last thing, I don't know what position y'all in the real estate business or what you guys are looking for, but you got everything in here you need, from wholesalers, lenders, lawyers, contractors, accountants, probate attorneys, agents. So you got everything you need in this building, and cash buyers as well, to get your business started tonight, if that's what you choose to do.
Right.
And more to come probably right now. Anybody else? We'll go to the next round.
Anybody else want to go here? Tramika?
How are you? I'm a cash buyer. I know Erika for a couple of years. She's very good, very honest. She finds a lot of things for me. I got like 9 properties here, Jacksonville. So thank you. So I'm coming from Miami, Homestead. So I come in Jacksonville because the market is affordable, right? So I'm so happy, you know. Okay. So thank you guys for whatever you do, and I keep supporting.
Yeah, I guess I'll give it a try. Hello, my name is Paco. I think I might be the youngest guy here. I'm 20. So I do work with Jimmy. I know him for about 8 years now. Knew him since I was like 13, 14, around there. Trying to get into this, you know, this investment or house flipping work. Right now, I'm just like a general contractor. I do a little bit of plumbing, a little bit of electricity here and there. But kind of think of Jimmy as my mentor. You know, he kind of teaches me a lot of this work, how it works, how to like invest and stuff like that. You know, I guess my main big question would be like, where to start? Because I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of information. I kind of want to like get into it more, you know. But I first want to learn everything about it. You know what I'm saying? Well, there's no way I can learn everything, but the basics, I guess, because I don't want to just leave for it, you know, and then just fail. Because, you know, right now I'm thinking about moving to Jacksonville. Right now I live in Florida City, you know, down there by the Keys. You know, it's looking like a very nice place. A lot of homes. I see a lot of the community, you know, it looks very nice. What you guys are doing is fantastic, actually. I wish somebody would do that down there in Florida City, you know? Yeah, thank you.
So as far as where to start, I'm sorry, what is it, I know you're sitting with your mentor type, so what is it that, do you love what he do? Are you interested in wholesaling? What is it that you love about real estate?
He likes the flip and sell, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, he does that a lot. I see, not only does he do that, and he helps a lot of people while he does it too. You know, most people do it for the money, but me, it's just I want to have like, I guess I want my name out there. You know, I want to do good. You know, I want to do good for me, my family. You know, I don't have kids, I don't have a wife yet. But for my brother and my dad, you know, I want to do real good. You know, and then also like you guys, I want to do some good for the community.
Yeah. I suggest, you know, getting in contact with a lot of us as a wholesale deals. You have the right connect right there. You have the funding. You know, you can definitely, find your property that you like, put on the contract, and do it. Yeah. That's pretty much it. You want to flip, find you a property that's worth flipping and do it.
Hey, so my advice to you,
go ahead.
Okay. My advice would be first know your why you're doing it. What's your purpose? Because without a purpose, you're probably not going to go that far. Yeah. And the next thing would be to educate yourself and make sure that you take action. Too much education, just constantly studying and studying and not taking action, you're never going to get anything done.
Yes.
So when I first started, I was like over-educating myself and not taking action. No action, you're going nowhere. So that's the biggest thing. Get out there and take action. Thank you.
And I want to give you something too. For the life of this business, please know your numbers.
Oh yeah.
Oh Lord, if you want to start and you want to end really fast, don't know your numbers when you get ready to buy something, and that'll be a couple of weeks or months. You'll be crying and wishing you did. So if you do come across a deal and you want somebody to help you with the numbers, I pride myself on doing that. That's one of the things. And the team, I have some folks on my team. They'll call me and we'll literally get on the phone and we'll just go through what makes sense and what does not. And then we'll just keep throwing it back at each other. Always remember this: apples to apples, oranges to oranges. You cannot put a 2 with a 1 or a 1 with a 2. It doesn't make sense. All right, remember that. And then also too, get my contact, man. And if you find something, I'll help you out. All right.
I think we're kind
I'm a realtor here in Jacksonville, Florida. My question is for the JWB guy. How is JWB acquiring all this land and building those rental properties? That I really want to know how to. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. But I mean, that's my question, like, because I live in an area where there's just a lot of land, and next thing you know, there's a house going up on it, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? How do you do that? Do y'all have education on it?
Yeah. So you want to know how they're doing it? So this is what kind of made us want to do this. So I'm very familiar with JWB, and like Alex is like one of my kind of great friends. I do business with a lot of them still. Actually, we just sent them a deal the other day. But they're getting the city has an incentive program, and you can get money from the city to revitalize a building as long as you use the money for that building.
Yeah.
So it can get a little tweak into the numbers, but their model is good model, which means they take the property, well, they'll take a property, they'll fix it up, they'll put tenants in it, and they'll just rent it out. They're coming from their property management rental company, and they do a hell of a good job at it.
Yeah.
A hell of a good job at it. And what kind of really, actually, I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm real good friends with Alex, that's what kind of made me wanna do what I'm doing now, because I wanna be able to sit at the table with them. Yeah. Transparently speaking. So that's kind of what made us put this group together. So actually, that's literally what gave us the to do this, because JWB, that's the word that everybody knows in town. Yeah. You can talk to an old lady, she may say, JWB just called me. JWB just called me, and I was just talking to a guy the other day. I want to buy his lot, and he was like, you offered me 6. He said, but JWB just called me and they offered me 7. He was like, but I'm gonna sell it to you because I like the way you do business. Yeah. So they got a really good name for themselves. I'll be honest, they do, but at the end of the day, they're not the only people who can do it. We don't have to, y'all can do it too. You don't have to just be us. Yeah, but the city has a incentive program, that's your question. They give the money for the incentive program. Yeah. And then if you're smart, I'm a numbers guy like AJ. If you're smart, you can, let's say the city give you $10 million. Let's say you go leverage that $10 million. Let's say you find a lender like Mike. He may take that $10 million and turn it into $50 million and increase your buying power. Mm-hmm. So it just, if you understand how money works. But I'll let Mike fill y'all in on that part. But Deshaun over here, the lender. So you can take that money to leverage it to get more. But at the end of the day, it's numbers. Real estate is a numbers game. So a lot of people get scared on their first deal because they mess up and they don't want to touch real estate no more. So you got to be able to understand the numbers. So if there's anybody here, you want to kind of make sure the number is right, we ain't the type of person that's going to take your deal. So if you bring and say, look, this is that property, can you help me look at comps? It will help you free, just at the end of the day, making sure the property is going to be fit right for you financially in the future. But to answer your question, that's how they're doing it. So they get money from the city, and also they have outside investors who invest with them, and they buy their property, and then they get money from selling it, and they also get money, cash flow on a monthly basis from the rental by them managing the property. That's literally what they're doing.
And it also starts with investing in those opportunity zones too.
Yeah.
So if you don't know about opportunity zones, take a look at that. A lot of their portfolios are in those areas, so that's a big thing. So look into opportunity zones. They go into those neighborhoods that are like not so good, and they come in, and they put their money towards that, and they revitalize those neighborhoods, and that's what their motto pretty much is.
But I think the main question that she asked too is like, where are they getting them from? Okay, so we are where they're getting them from. Yes. If anybody said it, like wholesalers, like I was telling you before, like this group is the top wholesalers, like I'm not gonna lie. So they go out, we go out, we grind, we get these sellers to give us their contracts, and first thing we know to do, email JWB. Do you want this deal? So we was like, why not change the narrative and start keeping them or start sourcing them? Start sourcing them to people like y'all or us that want to know what to do. I think land is going $3,000, $4,000. Chimmy, you just bought a cheap one here. And is ways to buy all of this stuff with no money down. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to show you that you could buy the land. You can have your own sign. What you said, JMS could be in the sign. We be seeing them blue and white, this is for rent, whatever. We all know that's JWB rental. Why can't you have a rental sign? You have a rental sign. We could change the narrative, or you tell somebody, I think we're not going to say rent on, we're going to say lease purchase, right? We can do lease purchase if that's going to be, okay, the person might not be ready to rent right now. So why not just say, okay, you're not ready to buy right now, I'm going to get you in a rental, but later on you're going to own it. Because at the end of the day, you need to own it for your kids, and your kids need to own it for their kids, and we need to keep it going. And it's possible. Everybody just needs to be motivated to do it and understand how to do it, and that's what we're here for. If that makes sense. Right.
He got a question. I thought I'd just show you guys this headline. This is from an article May 28, 2016. JWB Real Estate Capital raises $1.5 million in 24 hours on RealtyShares.com. Now most people don't, everybody says, wow, and don't know what happened, right? 2016, JWB was able to go to a website like GoFundMe and sell shares of stock and raise $1.5 million from a bunch of investors who put money in all at once in 24 hours. Alan Safakis was under investigation from the Securities and Exchange Commission just in 2008 because he was going around knocking on doors, and it was illegal in 2008 to talk to private investors like these guys. And well, like me now, but so, what can I say, you know? But my point is, first of all, I gotta give a shout out. My wife passed away August 15th last year, okay? But I've dedicated my life to teach people what my wife spent the last 15 years learning. She had every license. She worked for Fidelity Investments. She had her 6 or 7 or 63 or 9, her XYZ, Elemental P, QRX, WYZ, all the rest. But something happened between 2008 and 2016, and nobody understands why. The Jobs Act. Jobs Act stands for Jumpstart Our Business Startups. President Obama was smart enough to name it something that wouldn't trigger the Republicans to jump on it the way they did the Affordable Care Act. Why has nobody fought against the Jobs Act? Because they think it's about jobs. It should have been called the Break Us Negroes Off Some Act, because that's what it does. It allows us through crowdfunding to raise millions of dollars. And I'll give you a final example. Today, Snapchat sold for $38 a share. $38 a share for Snapchat. When it first started, you could buy a share for 1 penny a share. But because you were not an accredited investor, they couldn't knock on your door. So an accredited investor bought $15,000 worth of shares. That's 15,000 pennies. 1.5 million pennies, in fact. 1.5 million shares. Today, $10,000 is worth $38 million. Because accredited investors had the opportunity to do that and non-accredited investors were locked out, how many of y'all would like for $1,000 to have $3.4 million? That's what that investment was. Wow. President Obama knew that that's why the wealth gap is so big, and he changed the law. In about 18 months, well, once we get SEC approval, we will be launching the first black-owned, equity-based crowdfunding platform here in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm inviting all of y'all to become members. Drop the mic, y'all. I'm done.
So we're going to go into a couple more questions, and then we're just going to turn it into a mixer. And everybody order food. I guess you wait for your food to come out. All right, so a couple more questions. Okay. Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Sonia. I am a multifamily property manager. I oversee 2 assets, one in Atlantic Beach and one in Orange Park, which is a total of 406 units. I also manage short-term rentals. So my question for New Jack City is, do you guys have a plan for property management? Because I know JWB also has their side of property management. So are you guys looking to do that in-house? Are you looking to team up with a property management company? Just what's the plan?
So yeah, so actually we are working on that. So we have to, by law, we have to get our real estate license. So we are in the process of doing that so that we can be, legit. So yeah, so we do have a department that we're creating, and I'll be in charge of that with a couple of colleagues of mine. But we have to first, make sure that we get our credentials, so that when we, if we ever get flagged or whatever, so we're straight. So yeah, that's something that we're working on.
Good job.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Sterling Montefiore. Gene Deaver is my older brother. I also met Erica at an event that I hosted this past December. It was my 3rd annual Vision Board brunch hosted by my company, Deaver Venue Events and Shop. So I'm originally from Orlando, Florida, and so I've been here in Jacksonville for about 16 years now. One of the things that I'm really big on is the power of manifestation. A lot of you all here have a goal, you guys have visions, and so that is the main thing that fuels you to get up every day, to be on the grind every day, having that tank of gas full so that you are able to bring this vision to life. So one of my goals that I am manifesting right now is I'm going to open up the first independent-owned salon suite here in Jacksonville, Florida, on the north side of Jacksonville. One of the things that I realized living here in Jacksonville is that the underserved community of the 322, 08, 09, 18, and things like that. So I want to be able to help the other entrepreneurs that are barbers, cosmetologists, estheticians. I want to be able to give them an opportunity to have their own independent salon suites in my salon. So that's one of the goals. I actually started the process. So within the next 12 months, by the grace of God, I want to be able to open it up in the 32218 area. The other thing I want to also open up here in this area is a standalone event venue to be able to host events like this. So I'm really big on serving my community, making sure that I give back to the community. So that's one of my passions, is serving my community, making sure that I do my part in making sure I leave an imprint here for the generations to come. That's it.
So about 1 or 2 more, and then we'll go into a mixer where everybody can kind of mingle and it's got to wait on food. I think food's good.
Everybody.
Oh dang, okay. You on top, bro. Okay, cool. So a couple more questions and then you should be good if anybody got something.
Okay.
Damien?
I'm Damien. I've been in Jacksonville for about 6 years. Just do some fix and flips and started to do a lot of new construction. If we could have a lot of the lenders that actually hard money or lenders maybe stand up so everybody can kind of see who they are before we start the mixer.
So one more, and we'll go into, obviously you can do whatever it is. Okay.
What is DJAC City's goals for 2022?
So pretty much our goal of 2022 is pretty much we want to. One of our target markets is downtown Jacksonville. So right now we're acquiring a lot of land. Honestly, I know myself just from me and my brother-in-law's side of our company. We're working on a 26, 28 acre from a seller, and we're pretty much it's been like about months of just building a rapport, because the main thing about our business is not just calling them about asking them to sell the property. We're literally building rapport with these sellers to pretty much where it's almost like family and they feel comfortable, because we don't want them to think a lot of these people have intimate things. So we're going to take that property and we're looking to develop it. And so obviously it's a multifamily development or maybe a subdivision development. So our goal is to be able to do a lot of things like that. But at the end of the day, we don't want y'all to think that everything we're trying to do is in-house. Because we're allowed, when I say allowed, we're legally allowed to joint venture with other companies. So when I say that, and that's from the legal perspective, because if it's a fund, we technically can't joint venture. It has to be an investment, if you guys are familiar with that. So, but the way we're structured legally, from our terms perspective, we can joint venture with you guys. So it can be whatever that looks like. I mean, if you really joint ventures, pretty much we can partner with a property management company if we wanted to, and we can partner with an investor, or the investor can invest with us. But our goal is really just to build up ownership value to where pretty much investors can make return off of their money if they don't, or they want to buy from us, they can buy from us. Or in the day, we just want to create our stamp to where we're pretty much flexible. So I love being flexible. So when I say flexible, whatever kind of comes with us, we can be flexible to make the deal work. We can get creative. And so that's how we work. So it's not really a stamp mark on that question. It's just, flexible.
Well, on that land, I can get you $5 million in about maybe 3 weeks if you want it.
We'll talk.
We'll talk.
We'll talk.
We'll talk. But what y'all gotta know about money too, they're gonna throw it at you. So go get it. And
she right. I'm gonna say, so Erica is right. You're gonna throw it at you. But one thing I learned, have a relationship with that person, because we just went through something to where the relationship started off great from a lender, and it didn't turn out well. But luckily, it ruled in our favor from a company perspective that my term was able to, paperwork-wise, get us situated. But we learned at the end of the day, if you have a relationship, it don't have to be a lender. It can just be your next door neighbor. have a relationship with that person before you guys go into a partnership with each other. Because it'll be a lot more understanding from the relationship side and then business. But my dad always say, don't mix business and relationship together, true. But sometimes relationship will help you guys work out things instead of from what we were as a business perspective. It wasn't kind of good either. But have a relationship, and my mentor always told me, trust that person. So make sure you trust that person. But I can say this, Mike and Deshaun, yeah, solid.
Trust him.
Huh? I haven't actually done business with Deshaun, but I trust Erica. I trust her judgment. I trust her judgment. But Mike, hands down. He can eat at my table any time of day.
What you cook?
Yeah, she's so crazy. All right. Any more questions? Huh?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my man, cameraman, I Like Film.
Last thing I wanted to say is I want to thank each and every last one of you all for coming this evening. This is wonderful. This is an impact that we're doing in our community. So feel free to ask us any questions, afterwards. But I just want to tell you guys, our mission is building general wealth. I have 4 kids. Like my man said, if something happens to me tomorrow, I'm fine because I know my kids will be well off, So it's just building general wealth so that they can carry it on and teach them, hey, look, pass it on to your kids, pass it on to your kids' kids. Keep building this stuff, So this is very, very, very important. This is very good. That's how people get ahead. That's how people, when the parents die, they're ahead of the game, because they left something for them. It's very important to leave something, and this is how you do it through real estate and other ventures out there.
Yes, absolutely. And I know that we are about to go into our networking session as well. I mean, I love all the questions that's being asked from each and every one of you guys. Like this young man here, he wants to get started into real estate. He has a great mentor that's already leading the way for him, that's showing him the way and actually have assets. And then this young lady here, she was saying about specializing in something, mastering something. And you have Al here, that's one of the top probate attorneys here in the Jacksonville area and really in Florida. Right now he's on tour, and I know that he's a very busy man, so thank you so much for coming out, Al. And you have a lot of professionals and people that specialize in different industries in the building. So as we network, get to know one another. We have one of the best cameramans here in the Jacksonville area as well. Like Avery was saying, High Life Property Solution or Films. And yes, and he's actually my partner as well. He sits behind the camera, but he is phenomenal. Everyone that knows George know how phenomenal George is. He's, like I said, one of the top photographers here in the Jacksonville area. And he does drone shots, so if anyone needs drone shots, videographer. There's realtors in the building as well. He does listing photos, great listing photos. So as we network tonight, get to know one another, get our cards, get everyone's cards. And we definitely thank you so much for coming out and supporting our organization. And yes, that's it.
We got one more question, or one more.
Well, it's not a question, but I just like to. My name is Kevin Jackson. I've been in real estate in the local Jacksonville area since 2012, and I just wanted to send out a appreciation, congratulations, and also commend you guys because when I was here, I started out wholesaling, and I can recall the first 9 months of grunt. It felt like 9 years. But 9 months of grunt, crying, sighing, just to try to get to that first deal. And I finally got my reality check after 9 months. And I'm so appreciative that you guys are stepping up to the plate to help others that's getting started in real estate, because that was almost 10 years for me here now. And it's been a bumpy road, up and down, almost killed myself, but I'm still here, and I appreciate that. But looking back 10 years later, several 10 figures later, It's not too many streets or communities that I haven't owned a home or purchased a home in the north and the west side of Jacksonville. So I just encourage you guys just to continue on and to continue to grow. There's no limits to what you can do except for the limits that you put on yourself. So don't put any limits on yourself and just go ahead and be that new Jack City and take over.